My name is Emma. I am 26 years old. I live in a small apartment on a quiet street. The window in my living room looks out at a big oak tree. I watch the leaves change color. In spring, they are bright green. In summer, they are dark and full. Now, it is autumn. The leaves are yellow and red and brown. Soon they will fall. Everything changes. My life has changed too. I have good news, and I have bad news. The good news is inside me. It is growing every day. It is a tiny, secret miracle. I am pregnant. I am going to have a baby. My heart feels full when I think about it. A new life, my baby. But there is bad news. The bad news is a silence in my apartment. It is an empty space in my bed. It is a coffee cup in the kitchen that nobody uses anymore. He is gone. Leo is gone. He left last month. Now I am alone. Alone with my baby. This is my story. It is a little sad. But I hope, it is also a story about strength. I met Leo 2 years ago. It was at a small park near my old office. I was eating my lunch on a bench. He was walking his dog, a happy, golden dog named Buster. Buster ran right to me. He dropped his ball at my feet. Leo ran after him. He was out of breath. He was saying, "Sorry, so sorry." He smiled. His smile was like sunshine. It was warm and bright. His eyes were the color of the sky on a clear day. We started talking. About his dog. About my work. About the weather. It was easy. Talking to him was like talking to an old friend. He asked for my number. I gave it to him. My hand was shaking a little. I was nervous, but also very happy. Our first date was simple. We just walked in the park again. We talked for hours. He told me he was a musician. He played the guitar in a small band. He had big dreams. He wanted to travel the world with his music. I loved listening to him. His voice was full of passion, full of hope. I worked in a quiet office. My life felt small and gray. Leo was full of color. He made my world feel bright. We fell in love. It was fast and easy, like breathing. We moved into this apartment together. It was our first home. We didn't have much money. Our furniture was old, but we didn't care. We had each other. The apartment was filled with laughter. It was filled with his music. He would sit on the sofa with his guitar. He would write songs. He often wrote songs for me. They were simple songs about my eyes, about my smile. They made me feel like the most special person in the world. We were happy. I truly believed we were happy. We talked about the future. He said, "One day, Emma, we will buy a house with a big garden. Buster can run all day. And maybe we will have a baby." He would smile when he said that. He would put his hand on my stomach. "A little us running around," he would say. I believed him. I dreamed of that life with him. The house, the garden, the baby, our baby. Then, about 3 months ago, I started to feel different. I was tired all the time. So tired. I thought maybe I was just working too hard. Then Then the morning sickness started. My stomach felt strange every morning. One day, a friend at work looked at me. She said, "Emma, are you okay? You look pale." Then she smiled a knowing smile. "Maybe you should take a test." My heart started beating so fast. A test, could it be? I went to the pharmacy after work. I bought a pregnancy test. I felt scared and excited at the same time. I went home. Leo was out with his band. The apartment was quiet. I went into the bathroom. I took the test. I waited. It felt like the longest 3 minutes of my life. And then I saw it. 2 pink lines. Positive I was pregnant. A wave of pure joy washed over me. I laughed. I cried. I put my hand on my stomach. "Hello in there," I whispered. "I'm your mom." I was going to be a mother. We were going to be parents. Leo and our dream was coming true. I couldn't wait to tell him. I imagined his face. He would be so happy. He would pick me up and spin me around. He would sing a new song, a song for our baby. I decided to make it special. I bought a tiny pair of baby shoes, white and soft. I put them in a small box. I would give it to him when he came home. But Leo started changing. Around that same time, he became quiet, distant. He stopped playing his guitar in the living room. He spent more time in a small room we used as a studio. The door was always closed. When I asked if everything was okay, he would just say, "I'm fine. Just tired. The band is a lot of work." The laughter in our apartment started to fade. The silence grew louder. He was there in the same apartment, but he felt far away, miles away. We stopped talking about the future. We barely talked at all. I felt a cold knot of fear in my stomach. What was happening? I kept my secret for a few more days. I wanted the happy, smiling Leo back. I wanted to tell him my happy news. But the happy Leo was gone. In his place was a stranger. A quiet, sad stranger. I told myself he was just stressed. His band had a big show coming up. I told myself it would be okay after the show. But it didn't get better. It got worse. One evening, we were eating dinner. In silence. I couldn't stand it anymore. The little box with the baby shoes was on the table. My hands were shaking. I pushed it towards him. "I have something for you," I said softly. He looked at the box. He looked at me. His eyes were tired. He opened it slowly. He saw the tiny shoes. He didn't say anything. He just stared at them. There was no smile, no joy. His face was blank. "I'm pregnant, Leo," I whispered. My voice was trembling. "We're going to have a baby." He closed his eyes. He let out a long breath. It was a heavy sound, a sad sound. "Emma," he said. His voice was flat. "No." "No?" I asked. I couldn't understand. "What do you mean, no?" "I can't do this," he said, looking at me finally. His eyes were full of something I couldn't read. Fear, sadness. "Not now. I can't be a father." The words hit me like a physical blow. I felt the air leave my lungs. "But you said you wanted this," I stammered. We talked about it. The house, the garden, our baby. That was just talk, Emma, he said. His voice was cold now. Just a dream. This is real. A baby is real. It's forever. I'm not ready for forever. My music, my band. We were finally getting somewhere. A baby changes everything. Tears started to stream down my face. I change everything, I asked. Our baby changes everything. I thought this was our dream. It was a nice dream, he said, standing up. But I can't live in it, I'm sorry. He walked out of the room. He went into his studio and closed the door. I sat at the table, alone. The little baby shoes looked so small, so innocent. My heart was broken, not just broken. It was shattered into a million tiny pieces. He left a week later. I woke up one morning and he was packing a bag. He didn't say much. I need to go, Emma. I need space. I need to think. Where will you go? I asked. My voice was hollow. I'll stay with a friend from the band, he said. He wouldn't look at me. He just kept putting clothes in his bag. For how long? He stopped. He looked at me then, and I saw it in his eyes. He wasn't coming back. I don't know, he lied, but we both knew the truth. He picked up his bag. He picked up his guitar case. He walked to the door. He didn't kiss me goodbye. He didn't even touch me. He just paused for a second. I'm sorry, he whispered again. Then he opened the door and walked out. I listened to his footsteps going down the stairs. I listened to the front door of the building close. And then silence. A deep, heavy, painful silence. I stood in the middle of the living room. I put my hand on my stomach. It was just me now. Me and my baby. Alone. The first few weeks were a blur. I cried a lot. I felt a pain so deep, I thought it would break me. Everything in the apartment reminded me of him. His empty coffee cup. His side of the bed. The silence where his music used to be. It was torture. Some days I didn't get out of bed. The world felt too big, too scary. I just lay there with my hand on my belly and cried. I felt so lost. He was my world. He was my future. And he just walked away. He walked away from me. He walked away from our baby. How could he do that? The question echoed in my mind, over and over. The morning sickness was bad. I felt sick and weak. And there was no one to bring me a glass of water. No one to hold my hair back. No one to say, it's okay, I'm here. I had to do it all by myself. It made me feel even more alone. My first doctor's appointment was the hardest day. I sat in the waiting room. It was full of happy couples. Men with their arms around their pregnant wives. They were laughing. They were looking at baby magazines together. I sat in my chair, trying to be invisible. I felt a lump in my throat. I had to blink back tears. I was supposed to be here with Leo. He was supposed to be holding my hand. When the nurse called my name, I walked into the room alone. The doctor was kind. She asked me questions. Then she said, let's have a listen to the heartbeat. She put the cold gel on my stomach. She moved the small device around. And then I heard it. A fast, strong, thumping sound. Thump, 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 thump. It was the most beautiful sound I had ever heard. It was my baby's heartbeat. It was real, a real, tiny person growing inside me. In that moment, something shifted. The sadness was still there. The pain of Leo leaving was still sharp. But for the first time, I felt a tiny spark of something else. It was love. Pure, powerful love for this little life. My baby. This baby was depending on me. I couldn't just give up. I had to be strong. For them. I walked out of the doctor's office. The tears were still there, but they were different now. They weren't just tears of sadness. They were tears of love, tears of determination. Okay, I thought, okay. It's just you and me, little one. We can do this. It wasn't easy. It was still very, very hard. I had to tell my parents. I was so scared. I felt like a failure, like I had disappointed them. I called my mom. My voice was shaking so much, I could barely speak. Mom, I said, I need to tell you something. I told her everything. About the baby. About Leo leaving. I cried as I spoke. I expected her to be angry, disappointed. But she was just quiet. She listened. When I finished, there was a pause. Then she said softly, "Oh, Emma, my sweet girl, I'm so sorry he hurt you." Then she said the words that I will never forget. But a baby is a blessing. Always. You are not alone, Emma. Your dad and I, we are here. We will do this together. You are going to be a wonderful mother. Her words were like a warm blanket around my broken heart. I wasn't completely alone. I had my family. The next day, my mom drove 2 hours to come see me. She brought me soup. She cleaned my apartment. She held my hand while I cried. She didn't say much. She just let me be sad. But her presence made the apartment feel less empty, less silent. Slowly, I started to put my life back together, piece by piece. I packed up all of Leo's things, his clothes, his books, his music sheets. I put them in boxes and stored them away. It was painful. Every object held a memory. But it was something I had to do. I needed to create space. Space for me. Space for my baby. I started to focus on the baby. I read books about pregnancy. I started eating healthier food. I took long, slow walks in the park, the same park where I met Leo. At first, it was hard to be there. But then I started to make new memories. Memories of me and my baby. I would sit on a bench and talk to my belly. I would tell the baby about the trees, the sky, the happy dogs running around. People probably thought I was crazy, but I didn't care. It made me feel connected. It made me feel less alone. Money was a big worry. My job at the office didn't pay a lot. I knew it would be hard to afford a baby on my own. I started looking for ways to save money. I stopped buying coffee. I cooked all my meals at home. I started looking at second-hand baby things online. It was hard. I saw beautiful new cribs and strollers in shop windows. I felt a pang of sadness that I couldn't buy them for my baby. But then I would remind myself, my baby doesn't need new things. My baby needs love. And I have so much love to give. As my belly grew, the baby started to move. At first, it was just a little flutter, like a butterfly. Then the movements got stronger. A little kick, a little poke. Every time the baby moved, it was a reminder. A wonderful, real reminder. I am not alone. Someone is with me. Always. I started preparing a corner of my small bedroom for the baby. My dad came over one weekend. He helped me paint the corner a soft, sunny yellow. He put together a small, second-hand crib my mom found online. He was quiet, my dad. He didn't say much about Leo. But when he finished, he put his hand on my shoulder. "You're strong, Emma," he said, "just like your mother." Seeing that little yellow corner with the little crib made my heart feel so full. It was a corner of hope. The months passed. Autumn turned to winter. Winter turned to spring. My belly was big now. I felt heavy and tired, but also excited. So excited to meet my baby. I didn't know if it was a boy or a girl. I wanted it to be a surprise. The day finally came. My water broke in the middle of the night. I was scared, but I called my mom, just like we planned. She came right away. She drove me to the hospital. She stayed with me the whole time. She held my hand. She told me to breathe. She was my rock. It was long. It was painful. It was the hardest thing I have ever done. There were moments I thought I couldn't do it. But then I would think about my baby, my little one. And I found a strength I never knew I had. And then, after many hours, it happened. I heard a cry, a loud, strong, beautiful cry. The doctor smiled. "Congratulations, Mom," she said. "You have a beautiful, healthy baby girl." They placed her on my chest. She was so small, so warm. She had a full head of dark hair. She opened her tiny eyes and looked at me. And in that moment, the world disappeared. The pain disappeared. The sadness disappeared. The memory of Leo faded away. All I could see was her, my daughter. My heart exploded with a love so big, it felt like it could fill the whole universe. I cried, but these were not sad tears. They were tears of pure, overwhelming joy. "Hello, Lily," I whispered. I had chosen the name a long time ago. Lily, a flower, a symbol of new beginnings. Life is different now. It is hard. I am always tired. There are so many diapers to change, so many sleepless nights. The apartment is often messy, but it is not silent anymore. It is filled with new sounds, the gurgles and coos of my baby girl, and my own laughter. I am laughing again. Sometimes, late at night, when I am holding Lily, I think about Leo. I wonder where he is. I wonder if he ever thinks about us. A part of me feels a little sad for him. He is missing this. He is missing the magic of her tiny hand wrapped around my finger. He is missing her sleepy smiles. He chose his dream of music over this. And maybe he is happy. I hope he is. but I am happy too. It is not the life I planned. It is not the life I dreamed of with him. It is a different life, a harder life in some ways, but it is also so much richer, so much more meaningful. I am not just Emma anymore. I am Lily's mom, and that is the best title in the world. I look at my daughter, and I see my future. I see my strength. I see my purpose. She saved me. My little Lily saved me. I look out my window now. The big oak tree has new green leaves. It is spring again. A new beginning. Life changed. I changed. I found out that I am stronger than I ever thought. I found out that being alone doesn't have to mean being lonely. And I found out that a broken heart can heal. It can even grow back stronger, with more room for love than ever before. If you are listening to this, and maybe your life has not gone as planned, maybe your heart is hurting, please know this. You are strong. You are brave. You can get through this. It is okay to be sad. It is okay to cry. But don't give up. Look for the small things. A kind word from a friend. The warmth of the sun. The sound of a baby's heartbeat. There is hope. There is always hope. You can do this too. Your new beginning is waiting for you. Just keep going.